Okay, this week I'm going to continue getting into supplements. So, kind of doing this to get information out there because this is kind of the stuff that I wish I had knew when I first started out. So I could have quite possibly gotten better results earlier on and everything, and haven't gotten better knowledge as well. So this week I'm going to talk about creatine. So creatine is one of those popular supplements that is pretty much the most researched one out there. And so what it is it's a type of a supplement that increases your natural creatine levels. And because normally you produce creatine through food you eat, or through primarily red meat, but also stuff like seafood as well. So usually the article I came across that I pulled for this one is also from the clevelandclinic.org. So this goes into explaining how what it does, the benefits, the risks, and who should take it, who shouldn't, and everything. So being a .org article, it definitely gets into the depths of like I said, how it works, who's it good for, the benefits, the risks, and so some of the things most people should take it because with supplementation. So because creatine is used for muscle building, and primarily you see it in athletes, especially mainly bodybuilders. So the way the creatine works is it goes into your muscles, and when you're lifting weights, you're sitting there in a sense destroying your muscles, when you do a bicep curl and everything, you're creating micro tears in your bicep muscle, little microfibers. You're creating tears in that. And with primarily protein, but creatine also helps in repairing those little micro tears. So the bicep will sit there and grow, and help it repair those those micro tears and those muscle fibers. So because that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions is that you build muscle directly when you go to the gym, but it's more of an indirect effect, because when you're sitting there lifting weights and everything, like I said, you're creating those tears and everything. In a sense, you're breaking down your muscles, and then when you go to sleep and everything, and you're consuming protein along with here with creatine, when you sleep, your body's repairing itself, and it uses the protein and the creatine and everything to build up your muscles again. So you've just put yourself under stress, so you're now rebuilding your body's oh hey, we just went under this stress and everything, we need to fortify against this, so that way we can forego in a sense handle this stress even better next time it comes up. So for instance, when you're going to the gym and you're lifting weights, you see the more you go and the longer you go, you see that increase in weight. When you're doing the bench press, you maybe you're brand new and you can only sit there and bench the 45-pound bar and everything, so you feel total weak. But after say 2 or 3 weeks, you're maybe up to you jump up quick and you're up to 100 pounds and everything. So that's the concept of the muscle building, going to the gym, then getting adequate sleep and everything to be able to rebuild. So yeah, ultimately most of the supplements that you get are in for creatine are usually around 5 grams, and the most common one is creatine monohydrate. So the benefits I said, it helps with increase in building muscle and everything, because it helps with the whole energy production that our body uses with the ATP process, and this article gets into that and everything. So with creatine, in a sense, like I said, it helps in that regard. Now most of the same times the I'm pretty sure other studies and everything other than this article will say that you want to supplement 5 grams. Now there are some people and that'll say oh, you have to preload, you have to take 2 scoops for 5 days or whatever. It's and you don't necessarily need to do it as long as you're taking it on a regular basis. So with the creatine monohydrate, there are some people I've heard have issues with the actual monohydrate. Jim Stopani is one of those bodybuilders out there. He has his own line of supplement and everything. He's one of those ones that comes to mind that he has an issue with the monohydrate. So there are other forms of creatine out there. There's like the two most the common ones that I know of are like the HCl and the hydrochlorine version and the crealkaline, and those are more absorbable than the monohydrate. So in those cases, you only need maybe like 2.5 grams. So like the protein powder, protein powder, the pre workout that I use like from Athlean X has like the 2.5 grams of the HCl in it. So that's probably like one of, if not the best time to take creatine is like a pre-workout. And so like you may want to get like a pre-workout that has that in it already, like I do with the Athlete X RX1, the pre-workout. Now if you do get a pre-workout that doesn't have the creatine in it, it's relatively simple to go up and buy some and put it in yourself. So like I can get like a whole month's worth of supply of creatine monohydrate at Dick's for like $30 and everything. So like you're basically like a dollar a day for like to get the 5 grams of like creatine that is suggested. So like those are some of the benefits. So like not everyone will need to take it and everything, or shouldn't take it, because like what this article gets into is like the concepts of like people who are pregnant or breastfeeding, people who have diabetes, kidney and liver disease. And like it did mention that like people with bipolar disorder, it may increase their mania and everything. So like those may be like the reasons why you wouldn't want to take it and everything. So you'd probably want to stick like with getting creatine from like food sources if you find yourself in that boat and everything. So like this article, like I like pulled this because like with it being from the Cleveland Clinic, it gets, like I said, it gets into relatively in depth. I mean, of course, you'd have to find like probably like a good 80-90 page scientific study to get way in the weeds of like everything to be able to get all like the knowledge of it and everything. So this article is just bringing it like in a sense like kind of like attention. Hey, here's like the benefits, the risks, like the people that should take it, the people that shouldn't take it. So it's gets like the idea of like, okay, this is what creatine is all about and everything. So like most people that you find that are going to the gym will say like, yeah, take it and everything. So like with the top, of course, my top three supplements will always be like a multivitamin, fish oil, and like vitamin D. Now this one would definitely be in like a top five, and the other one being like a joint supplement. So with the multivitamin, like you get your micronutrients covered. It acts as kind of like an insurance policy, so you make sure that you're getting in those micronutrients. A vitamin D would help you with any deficiencies that you get in vitamin D, because that's quite a common deficiency that people have. Fish oil will help you increase your levels of omega-3 fatty acids that you get. So now, like with the creatine, like I mentioned so far, it does help you with like your efforts in the gym and everything. So now, like I said, the best time to take it would be like probably a pre-workout. But if you, for instance, like you don't necessarily get in pre-workout, it's not the end of the world as long as you're getting it in every like a 24-hour period and everything. You'll still be good. Now like you would want to try and get it pre-workout and everything to give you that maybe little extra boost, so you can get that maybe 1 or 2 extra reps or something with the exercises that you're doing. And the fifth one with like a joint supplement, like it will help like with like your joints, because like with your joints, like your like elbows, your wrists, and like your knees and stuff like that, putting yourself under stress, your tendons and ligaments tend to get less muscle, less blood flow to them. So with the joint supplement, it'll help in a sense decrease the damage and stuff that you're putting your body under with that stress of like lifting and everything. So that's why like a joint supplement would make my top 5 and everything. So I'll probably be going over that next week and everything. So like this week, I just want to bring attention to the creatine. Be like, hey, look, this is actually one of the safe ones that you can take and everything. And of course, I did mention like the people that might not want to be taking it, and so you have to again like check your unique situation, check with your doctor. Like, hey, look, I just started going to the gym. I got a bunch of people are mentioning using this creatine, so like I'm thinking about using it. What do you think? And doctor would, who kind of knows your situation pretty good, will say like yes or no. So like most likely they'll say yes if you're like constantly trying to improve yourself with going to the gym and getting your diet and your nutrition and everything under control and everything. So, but like always, like with this, you want to check your unique position, so that way like, you know whether it would actually be good for you. And of course, I'm in the camp of this that it is, and I do use this on a regular basis as well.